joining us for this second intermission. Corey Lunney's from the Warriors lacrosse team, junior midfielder, and brought some pretty good action here. I know the second period didn't really go the Warriors' way. A lot of penalties, but they were able to weather the storm and see what happens in the third.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Do you guys? I know that you guys have gone through Judgment Day the last couple of days. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But all the athletic teams here seem to go through that. Tell us about Judgment Day and what it was like.
Well, this is my third year doing it, and after being through it a couple times, it's a really good team building program. You learn to rely on each other and rely on your teammates, and it really brings you guys closer. And I mean, it's a good thing for all teams to go through, to be able to fight through adversity and just play well throughout the whole season and stick together.
One of the things I was wondering was you go through it at the beginning of the season, and then obviously the season starts. Your season will start. It's March 6th you play at Dominican, and I mean, the season's long. I mean, relatively speaking, I know lacrosse you play somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 games, but it must be tough, I guess, to maintain that type of intensity or dealing with adversity night in and night out. How do you guys get back to where you were when you went through Judgment Day, when you need to?
Well, I mean, that's part of the challenge. That's what they try to instill in our minds. It's very easy to stray off that path of focusing and keeping that intensity up. So that's kind of the point of the program in Judgment Day, is to be able to stick together throughout the whole season. And you might find times where you see it kind of fading out a little bit, but then that's when you rely on your teammates to kind of pick you back up and hold each other accountable throughout the whole season.
Well, tell us about how you guys shape up this year. I know that the last couple of years it's been you and Lemoyne, and you won the title a couple of years ago. They took it back last year. Yeah,
I mean, our young team 2 years ago is now a bunch of juniors and seniors, and it's crazy where the time went, but now we're older, we're more experienced, and we really think this year's going to go our way.
Tell us about some of the other guys on the team. I mean, obviously you're a preseason All-American, so one of the top guys on the team and leading scorer and so on, the Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago, but obviously the team as a whole has really come together under your head coach, and I want to ask you about him in a minute, but first of all, I guess give a shout-out to some of the other guys on the club.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't do it alone. Joining me on the preseason All-American was our face-off guy, Nick Maggio, one of the best guys in the country at facing off. He can really do it all. Also on defense, Captain Pete Schilke. Yep. He's been a rock back there for the last couple of years. And then even guys in my class that don't really get as much acknowledgement. Attacking Greg Millat does all the dirty work, the stuff that you don't really see in the stat sheet, but probably half my goals are because of him. Mike Purdy, Matt Marini, these guys really work hard in the offseason. You don't really see it as much, but everyone working hard is what contributes to our success, and I just happen to be on the lucky side of scoring some goals.
How would you say the team compares to last year's team and even to the team 2 years ago that won the championship? I know that you haven't played a game yet, but how do you feel you guys shape up?
I like our team a lot this year. Probably one of the closest teams I've ever been on in my entire life throughout any sport. And now being here for 3 years, you can kind of see it come together. We got a good group of freshmen coming in, really buying into the program, and that's like what we like to see. So I mean, I'd say that this year is probably one of the better years that I felt about going into the season.
It seems like it's one of those things where winning leads to winning and begets winning and so on. And I know that your coach Mike Morgan has preached that. And I mean, we've seen the same thing with hockey too, haven't we? They had such a great year last year, and then this year folks expected them to take a step back. Well, that didn't happen. And you guys, same thing. You guys have been on a roll the last few years.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's kind of cool being where we are in the NA10. We got Lemoyne, we got Delphi. These guys are making big names for themselves. And we kind of go unnoticed throughout the preseason even. And maybe we deserve more, but we kind of like where we are. We kind of like being under the radar. Then we can go out there and just play lacrosse we know how to, and kind of surprise some of these better teams.
You're going to play Dominican in your non-league game, the first game. These non-league games are so important, aren't they? I mean, I know you had the big win last year. I think it was New York Tech that you guys beat early on, and that put you guys in great position that if you went through the season and continued to do well, that you had a chance to make the NCAA tournament and so on. But with so few games as it is, every game is that much bigger, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, and especially the way the D2 playoffs are aligned. There's no margin for error, so every game is a big game. So we opened with Dominican this year, and that game is just as important as New York Tech last year. Maybe they're not rivals like New York Tech was, but it's the first game of the season. You can't lose 2 or 3 games in this league.
Well, you came to Merrimack from New Jersey. How did you hear about Merrimack, and how did you decide to come here?
Well, Coach Morgan called me, recruited me, and I came up for a couple of visits, and I just kind of fell in love with the school. I liked the community. I liked everything about it. It was kind of like a no-brainer in my mind.
Whereabouts in New Jersey? Is that north or south?
Central Jersey, right northern side of the Jersey Shore.
Okay. And Jersey Shore,
Yeah.
I mean, you must get asked about that a lot, especially around here, I would think.
All the time. I'm about half hour north of all of that, but
Yeah.
I get it a lot. People kind of ask about it all the time.
Well, what have you enjoyed the most about being at Merrimack?
The community of friends that I've kind of built. I mean, lacrosse, the beauty about a sport here is you kind of are built into a family. And I cherish the friendships that I've made with my friends and my coaches. It's something that even after lacrosse is long done, I'll have for a while in my life.
Are you guys friends? Are you close with the athletes from the other teams? It seems like everybody gets out to support everybody else here.
Oh, definitely. I'm friends with a bunch of guys on the hockey team. I played hockey my whole life growing up. I love coming out and watching these guys play. It's really impressive to see what they can do. I mean, we always see each other around campus. It's a small school. We eat together. We work out together. So the athletic community is really tight, and I love that about the school.
It seems like what you said about playing both hockey and lacrosse. That's not unusual. I mean, I know a number of the guys up in Canada, from Canada, they play it up there, and lacrosse is becoming bigger in the United States as well. So it seems like a lot of hockey play. When hockey season ends, take up lacrosse and vice versa.
Oh yeah, there's like about half the guys on our team have hockey backgrounds. We actually have a intramural hockey team that plays here, and we do pretty well. It's fun going out there and playing the sport that we grew up playing. And we just happen to go to college for one sport. Doesn't mean we got to forget what we played.
Well, tell us about what you're going to school for and some of the classes that you've enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm a finance major here, so I'm kind of going through that right now. Hopefully, can graduate with a degree, kind of find myself on Wall Street eventually. That's kind of my goal. But yeah, I like the classes here. It's small classes, a lot of attention to. It's personal attention. It's not big lecture classes. Teachers care about you getting better and smarter and learning more. And it's kind of nice knowing that we're not a number to them. We're a name and a face.
All the talk about the athletic department going to Division I, and that would obviously mean lacrosse too. I mean, it looks like it would take place after you go, but is that something that is exciting to you guys?
Definitely. I mean, that's a step in the right direction for this program, and I think it'd bring only good things to the school.
All right, Corey, you guys ranked number 8 in the preseason, and your first game's coming up March 6th, as we said, not too far from now. You guys training already, and what's involved as you prepare for the season?
Yeah, we start training right away. Like we said, we were back at school a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. Hit strength and conditioning testing with Coach Kamal right away. We hit Judgment Day the next day, and we have practice tomorrow. So it's going to be a long preseason, but it's what's necessary at this level.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. That first game, March 6th, as we said, and you guys should be home sometime after that. So if the folks want to get out and watch you guys play, wish you best of luck as you chase down that Northwest 10 title again in an NCAA tournament bid.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's Corey Lunney. He's been our guest here in the second intermission. Merrimack trails UNH. The score is 2-1.